Hello again. So here we are. As you can see by the last video, it was cut a bit short. Unfortunately, my phone died on me. That is the finished Daimler Bus. Just needs a bit of a touch up with the glue slightly spilt out, but that's easily rectifiable. Bit of fine wet and dry if you really need to. I mean, it is hidden. It's going to be on display, and a little bit of paint which I'll spray into the lid of the spray can and just dab it on with a fine brush. But no, more than happy with that considering what it looked like. I have another bus identical but a different colour, and this one was found in a garden and dug it up. It was full of mud initially. I've got the worst of it out, and what I'm quickly going to show you is how to separate the two ends of the bus. Fellow modeller did drill through the bottom of the bus there. The drill bit came out, and it did in the end drill out the bottom of the top of the rivet post there. I found a slightly easier way. You see the end of the rivet post there. That's it. So he basically drilled for the bottom of the bus, left the hole there, and removed the top of that rivet there with a drill bit. I use a grinding stone, and it's very cheap, hobbycraft. Costs about £20. Little Dremel type rotorcraft. Very low budget, brilliant, does the job, just enough power for this sort of job. So if you just bear with me, all I do, now bear with me, I'm trying to do this one-handed, is just, without touching too much of the metal, is I'm just going to take off the burr Now, hopefully, if the camera focuses, you should see that I've taken the top of that rivet off completely. So now it should, in theory, just pop apart. Now, bear with me, I'm trying to do this one-handed again. Still loads of soil in this thing. So it might be actually held together with a bit of mud. Just hold on there. I'm just going to try and use both hands. Right, so I've dremeled off a tiny little bit of burr that was just remaining at the back. Now, unfortunately, because my smaller grinder got damaged, I have had to use a slightly wider one and just caught the back of the bus there, which isn't a huge problem because when it's apart, I'll just apply a small amount of model filler on that and you won't notice it once it's had a bit of spray on it. It's just a very small bit of damage there, but again, you won't really notice it once the bus is in display, and I will... one time I finish with it, you won't see it at all. So now all you do with this particular model is you should be able to just pop it apart. I've left a little bit of burr on it, so there we go, and that's it. Just pops out full of soil, and again if you just tap, there we go, tap the model, the insert should come out. Now, just looking at that steering wheel and the saddle, the seat, it looks like it's been exposed to some sort of heat. That's melted. So I'm going to have to get some sort of hot gun or some hot water and try and reform that seat. It's a bit bent. And it looks like this bus, when they originally sprayed it, there's a bit of overspray on the steering wheel. It does seem to be the original colour. So I don't think anybody's resprayed it. It's certainly not been apart, judging by the rivet post there. But no, basically that's it. That's how you remove the two halves without having to physically drill through the bottom of the bus. And when you put it back together, it will actually, if you leave just a tiny little bit of an edge on it, it will actually clip together with the smallest amount of super glue. Use the gel, as in a previous video. I swear by this stuff, really don't need a lot, and will go together again perfectly. So that's that. So feel free to ask me any questions about that. This one's not going to get done for a little while because I've just done one, but I thought just to clear up any queries about how you actually separate them without drilling it, that's a quick and easy way of doing it. Like I said, that's not the drill bit I used for the other Daimler bus, the grinding stone. That was more of a rounded edge. The one I had was more cylindrical, and it's just broken off to be a little bit too short at the moment. That was the original one. It was a bit longer, but it snapped off, and I was a bit frightened it would shatter. So yeah, I have not used it. I've got various other little grinding stones, but I've got to try and find another one of those. Unfortunately, my other set, these are all very, very smooth, slightly coarser, but these are really, really fine. I don't know what grit they are, and these even finer. These are for like a very fine polished type of finish. So yeah, and again, these have got indentations in them, so I really don't have the proper. Ideally, another one of those would have been perfect, but slightly thinner and coarser. So that's that. So what I'm going to try and do is be a little bit more organised next time, do another restoration, and I've not quite decided what I'm going to do. I do have several choices in my box of spares and stuff, so what I am thinking about doing is either this Unimog, once I track down some spare tyres, or this tipper trug. Again, it's a Lesney Matchbox, quite an old one. So yeah, that's the two choices. If anybody watches this and has a preference as to what they'd like me to do next, feel free to make a request, and I'll see what I can do. So yep, this is Steve Evers, trying to call this little video like a budget restoration, because not everybody can afford the expensive stuff. So yeah, feel free, and I'll see what I can do. This is not by any stretch of the imagination an expensive process, and I'll see you again soon. So thanks for watching. Bye bye.